What is up, guys? It's Lanky Duelist, and today I'm coming at you with a Battlin Boxer deck profile. So yes, I will admit this deck is very outdated, and please, after watching this deck profile, please don't take this deck to like a YCS or regionals or even Worlds, because I guarantee you won't get far. This is like literally one of my fun decks that I like to, use, especially when my mates are over, I'm dueling my mates online itself. And also as well, like, this deck has such a fundamental meaning towards me, because this deck symbolizes my transition from, as we were children, we just, made a deck full of, random cards. This is, the first archetype deck that I picked up back in 2013, and I'll admit, it was by far one of my favorite decks to pick up back then. And I feel like, what better deck to, start off the archetype, journey than Battlin Boxers, because back in the day, a lot of people, didn't realize how powerful this deck was. I even nicknamed this the Meta Killer deck, because literally, especially during Dragon Ruler format, Yoke is such a powerful card, and the only way Dragon Rulers could get over Yoke was pretty much to take it with Big Eye. However, most of the time I had the Phoenix Chain, the Veiler, the Breakthrough skill to stop my opponent from taking lead Yoke with Big Eye. And also as well, especially during Necros format, as long as I had the Veiler and the Phoenix Chain to stop the Trishula, and then also as well, Yoke pretty much just got over, what was it? Shaddoll Construct. It was a Construct killer, basically. I remember Yukinono even saying it, lead Yoke pretty much destroys Construct, because you could basically just ram Yoke into a Construct, and then, Construct's effect is going to activate, basically destroy Yoke. However, you detach a material to save Yoke, and then he becomes 3000, and the attack still goes through, and goodbye Construct, basically. They can summon as many Constructs as you can. They ain't getting over Yoke, basically. So, yeah, again, this deck has just been gone through so many battles, so many formats. I know, right now, it's not, as playable, or it's not at its, full potential like it was back in the day. But again, I still, try to make this deck as viable as it can, and, again, just have fun with it. I wouldn't take it to a YCS, don't take it to a regionals. Please don't take it to a Worlds, because that'll be, the worst feeling ever, and then I will feel like an idiot myself for even recommending that take this deck to Worlds, and, try and win Worlds with it. Again, if you have the cards, just put it together, it's a really fun deck, and, a lot of people sleep on Yoke. Yoke is still a powerful card. And if you don't know what Yoke does, basically, if this card is destroyed in any means necessary, you detach to save himself, and then he also gains 800. So you can get this thing up to 3,800, and that is, a lot of attack points. And you could probably tell what I mean by, back again during Dragon Ruler format, trying to get rid of a 3,800 attack point monster. And the fact that this thing, can, protect itself, it's just amazing, and it was just, again, it's just an annoying card to deal with back in the day. So yeah, enough of me talking about the past. Again, I can literally sit here and write a 3,000 essay or do a 2-hour long video on how, special this deck means to me. But again, you're here to see the deck profile, and yeah, I'll put it in the, the edits, skip to this amount if you just want to, go straight to the deck profile rather than listening to my history with this deck itself. So yeah. Anywho, let's start off with the first card, and probably, the heart and soul of the deck. Well, second heart and soul of the deck. Glassjaw is the heart and soul of the deck, basically. But Headgeared, yes. A really amazing card. When you normal summon him, you get to send a Battlin Boxer to the graveyard. Normally, especially back in the day, you used to just send the Glassjaw mainly, and then you would special summon the Spara and then go into, a lead Yoke. And yeah, they're pretty much your lead Yoke first turn. Or what I like to do back in the day, especially when Lavalval Chain was around, I used to, normal summon the Headgeared, send the Switch Hitter to the graveyard, and then summon the Spara, and then just overlay into a Lavalval Chain, detach, send the Glassjaw, so then you can add back the Headgeared. And then if you had stuff like, Double Summon or Brilliant Fusion, you basically normal summon the Switch Hitter, get your Glassjaw back, and then you can basically go into a lead Yoke right off the bat. This card, again, is absolutely amazing. And also, it can't be destroyed by battle once per turn, so you have a bit of protection, especially back in the day. This deck did take a bit of a while to set up your combos, so just having him on the field basically and just leaving him there was actually really okay, actually, in a sense. So yeah, so we play 3 of him. Next we play 3 Spara. Now, a lot of people always get this wrong, but with Spara you can special summon him during main phase 2. That is the rule, mainly. But if you're going first, then go ahead, special summon him, straight off the bat, and then go into your Yoke. But if you say you're going, I don't know, second, or, third, doesn't matter, basically, as long as you're not going first. Say you're going outside the first turn, like, just always special summon this during main phase 2, because it doesn't have, like, those silly restrictions where, like, oh, like, you know, if you do special summon him, you can't conduct your battle phase. It doesn't say it on the card, so you can special summon this during main phase 2, but also still have your battle phase. So that is the golden rule with Spara. Again, if you're going first, special summon him, but if you're not, like, you know, going first, then, again, just make sure to special summon him during main phase 2, unless you're going into, I don't know, an Exciton Knight, a Castell, a 101, then, yeah, go ahead and special summon him, because you don't mind losing that battle phase, basically, so, yeah. Next, pretty much the heart and soul of the deck, and this card pretty much gets all your recycling going, and that is Battlin Boxer Glassjaw. Absolutely amazing card. Like, you know, being able to, like, you know, if this thing was sent to the graveyard, you basically get to add back one of your Battling Boxes, so it helped, again, just to recycle so much, and especially if you had the headgear and the Spara in the graveyard, and this was sent to the graveyard, you could basically add back the headgear, normal summon the headgear, send another Glassjaw, add back the Spara, again, combos per day, so he was pretty much, you know, the card that helped you to recycle your stuff back to your hand, and as we know, recycling is very much good for the planet itself, so yeah. And then, Battling Boxer switch here, like, basically one of the heavy hitters in the deck. So, like, yeah, normal summon him, special summon a Battling Boxer, but the only downside is you can only go into Battling Boxers. It would have been so nice if Konami didn't have that last bit. Then this card would be absolutely amazing, and then, again, you could just extend your combos as much as you can. So, yeah, you have to play 3 of him, of course. Now, most people play 2 of him, but I like to play 3 of him because I want to just spam as many XEs onto the field as quickly as I can, and again, Shadow, again, just helps to extend your plays. And also, as well, a nice good combo you could do with him is, say you have a Glassjaw attached as, like, an XE material, you can send the Glassjaw to special summon him, and then you get Glassjaw's effect, basically, to, you know, add back a Battling Boxer from the graveyard back to your hand. So, again, it just, if anything, it kind of replaced Lavalval Chain, because Lavalval Chain was a big loss for this deck, and I will always say, hashtag bring back Lavalval Chain, and then I will play Battling Boxes, again, to try to make this as better as I can. You never know, because I always used to try and make Battling Boxes as meta as it can, especially during the formats, but I don't think during these formats you could do that now, because everything is just too quick and powerful, so yeah. Anyways, one Counter Punch. Now, this is one of, like, hand traps, or, like, you know, cards that are, like, Honest, Kalu aren't really good these days, but I just, again, just like to have the option to have one of him. Like, you know, he could be banished from the graveyard to, you know, activate its effect to give you a Battling Boxer 1,000 attack points, or if it's in your hand, you basically just banish it and give you a monster 1,000. This is just basically, you know, for the typical thing, and my friends will say this a lot, especially when I do videos with them, like, the catchphrase, Counter Punch, good game. Like, this card always finished the game off for me, and, like, my opponents hated it when I, you know, drop this Counter Punch and then be like, good game, handshake, because they don't want a handshake because they lost to, you know, a bit of a scummy card like that. Now, just to, you know, again, help get the rank 4s out much quickly, we play 2 Thrasher and 2 Goldberg. Again, this just helps, you know, get your Battling Boxes onto the field, get them in the graveyard, and again, just go into your XEs so much quickly. Next, for the hand traps, we play 3 Ghost Ogre. Now, the reason I'm playing Ghost Ogre is because now that, you know, the Numeron cards are out, you don't want to get Zexal locked. So you kind of need the Ghost Ogre to stop that from happening, because if that happens, you're in a bit of a tight situation as a whole. So, yeah. Then for the spells, we play the 1 Rotor. Now, this hurt me so much when this card went from 3 to 1. I will say this to this day, bring back Rotor to 3. I guarantee you, it will do nothing. Like, you guys could debate in the comment section, but, like, biased opinion, I think Rotor should come back to 3, or at least 2, max. Because, like, oh my god, when Rotor was at 3, that was, like, one of the best formats ever, especially 2014, one of the best formats in the game itself, and Rotor at 3 was just so much fun, and I think, you know, Warriors do need a bit of support, so let's bring this back to 3 or 2. I don't know, I'm just being a bit, you know, asking a bit too much, but it'll never happen, but you never know, it's Konami. Now, rank up Magic the 7th one, you really shouldn't be playing this card in the deck, in my opinion. Like, I just play it because I just want to summon C105, and even to this day, I still have never summoned C105 off the 7th one, so I'm just trying, you know, one day, hopefully, you know, I can just draw it and then summon C105, basically. And also, this is the best bit as well. Like, if you guys want to go the route, because I haven't really gone the route, you could technically put S0 Utopic Future in this deck, because you do run Utopia. And say you have this card in your hand, you could basically send this to the graveyard to summon Utopic Zexal. However, because there's a lot of hype around the card being banned and everything, that's why, you know, I don't run it in the deck. But let's just say, next format, it doesn't get bad, I will definitely put it in this deck, and I'll definitely do a re-upload of this deck, because literally this card will never be dead in your hand, basically. But for now, it will be dead in my hand because I don't run the Utopic Zexal. But if you do run the Utopic Zexal, you might as well run this, because even in your hand, like, it's not dead, really. You just send it off to, like, you know, summon Utopic Zexal from the deck. And then also it gives you a bit of stalling right there as well. Right, next card, Foolish Burial. Yeah, Foolish Burial, like, pretty much is the only Lavalval chain in the deck, unfortunately. But, yeah, you have to run it, basically, because, again, it helps with Glass Draw quite a lot. Now, 2 Battling Box of Spirit. Again, this helps to extend your going into your rank 4s so much easy and quickly. So, yeah, you have to play that too, basically. It's basically your reborn for the deck. Next, we play 2 Pot of Desires. You need the consistency, unfortunately, because there's not really much consistency in this deck. So, yeah, you have to run the 2 Pot of Desires, in my opinion, just to get that +1. Upstart, again, is just for consistency purposes. Monster Reborn, you can't say no to Monster Reborn. It's just, again, a really solid card, basically, in my head. And also, just being able to take your opponent's Ultimate Conductor Tyranno with this is just always a nice, good added bonus, in my opinion. Right, on to traps. We play Safe Zone. Yeah, everyone should know the classic Safe Zone with Yoke. Pretty much, that's an unbreakable wall, unless your opponent MSTs it, and even if they do MST it, Yoke is still going to survive. He's going to gain 800 attack points, so he's going to become 3,000. Well done, you just made Yoke even more stronger as a whole, so yeah, absolutely a solid card. And also as well, even if this card gets MST, you basically just chain it to one of your opponent's monsters, and then this will be destroyed, and your opponent will lose the monster as well. So it's not a dead card. I still recommend playing Safe Zone in Battling Boxes. Now, free compulsory evacuation device. Okay, I know the Solemns are probably the better things to run, but I like, you know, chainable stuff these days. And, like, also because we run Exciton Knight in this deck, and Exciton Knight is also another, you know, vocal point for, you know, this deck, you want stuff that's chainable, basically, in case, you know, the worst case scenario. Like, if I have Solemns, it's like, you know, and I have Exciton on the field, I'm losing those Solemns, basically. Whereas with Compulse, I can at least, you know, just chain it and bounce something back, basically, so that, you know, it doesn't get its effect off in the grave. Because there are, you know, still cards out there, you know, Burning Abyss Shaddolls, good examples where if they're destroyed, you basically, well, your opponent basically gets to add a Shaddol spell, trap, or any Shaddol card back from the graveyard to the hand. Whereas with Compulse, just send it back to the deck and then, you know, don't have to worry about them plussing, basically, so yeah. Then I play 1 Breakthrough Skill. Again, it's a chainable trap, and also it activates in the graveyard. Not many people play this card. I know must be like a nostalgia, like, oh my god, Breakthrough Skill. It's been a while since, you know, someone must have seen this card as well. But, you know, Breakthrough Skill was a nice, good, you know, card, especially back in the day. And again, you can use it in the graveyard, so yeah, why not? Might as well. And then for the final trap, we play 1 Red Reboot. Basically, again, you know, if you're going up against any trap-heavy decks, then, yeah, this pretty much answers all those trap-heavy decks in a nutshell. So, yeah. Right, onto the extra deck. Yeah, the boss monster, Yoke. Gosh, again, this card is so underrated. Like, if this was, like, you know, not in the Battling Box archetype, and it was used in another archetype, this card would probably either be banned, limited, or be, like, you know, people would be, like, complaining about this card, because this card is just absolutely busted, in my opinion. Again, it's such an underlooked card. Like, you know, if it's destroyed in any way, you know, he detaches, saves himself, and he negates 800. And one of the best things that you could do with Yoke is, like, say, for example, you have, like, I don't know, 2 Yokes on the field, and say this one's got 2 materials, and this one has just no materials. Like, you could pretty much detach 2 materials, and then just save both of them, and then they're both 3,800, and, like, yeah, just start ramming over things, basically, in a nutshell. So, again, absolutely amazing. You gotta play for a Yoke, in my opinion. He's just exquisite, exquisite. Next, we play 2 Nobakaiser. Nobakaiser, again, is another absolutely amazing card. Like, you know, this card is pretty much, like, in a sense, a scapegoat. So, depending on how many materials this thing has, and if it's destroyed by your opponent, then you can basically revive back those many Battling Boxes equal to the number of materials he has. So, say, for example, he had 3 materials and he dies, you basically revive 3 Battling Boxes, and then you can just do whatever you want. You could link someone with them, you can go more XZs. I tend to go into more XZs as a whole, but yeah, Nobakaiser, absolutely amazing card. Next, we play 105. 105, again, another amazing card. Well, actually, it's not really an amazing card. You barely summon this. The only time you ever summon this is off the 7th one. And then, you know, his rank up option, which is basically C105, Battling Boxer, Comet Cestus. So, yeah. Again, these are just here for the 7th one. If you don't want to play 7th one, then just take him out. But, in my opinion, you should really play 7th one. Just so that it's a pure Battling Boxer deck. Next, we play 2 Exciton Knight. Yes, one of the heart and souls of this deck. Like, again, if you're in a losing situation, just bust him out, and then pretty much he's going to just clear the board of any pests in his way. Again, it helps you to get back into the game, for sure. And, like, you know, if you can't really afford evenly matches, Exciton Knight is, you know, a good sub option. Now, I really hate proxying, but this is basically number 60, because number 60 is such a godly card in this deck, in my opinion. I wish it was called, you know, number 60 Battlin box or something, because basically, again, it gives you draw power, so you can draw 2 and then discard 1, and then that discard 1, say you have a glass straw in your hand, sorry about that, I just dropped my glasses, yeah, say you have a glass straw in your hand, you basically send the glass straw, and then you get to basically revive, well, add back one of your Battlin boxes from the graveyard to your hand, so it's not really a neg at all, you're actually plussing, in a sense, and also it can special summon a Battlin boxer as well from the graveyard, again, absolutely amazing, and again, I do apologize for the proxy and everything, but yeah, I couldn't wait any longer for that card to come in, it's taken a while in the post, so yeah, and I wanted to get this deck profile out as soon as possible, so yeah, I do apologize for the proxy, but when I do the updated version of this deck, it will be in here, for sure, you have my word. Now, for the rest of the rank 4s, again, you could just play whatever you want, basically. You could just play, you know, I play Tornado Dragon. Rhapsody and Berserk is a nice card because you can banish 2 things from the graveyard, so again, absolutely amazing. Castell, again, you know, it's just in here because you can play rank 4s. And then a bit of a Utopia package, basically. So, yeah, again, like, these could be anything you want, the last 5 cards, but with the rest of the XEs that I showed, definitely play those, but again, the last 5 could be anything you want, and yeah. Utopia is always good because you never know, you might face something like a lot of attack points, so yeah, Utopical Lightning, you know, just helps to get over that. So yeah, that was my Battlin Boxer deck profile. Again, such a nostalgic deck for me, like, you know, has a lot of sentimental feeling. I'll admit, Red Dragons is still my, you know, favorite deck, but like, you know, this is like, you know, very close up there, like, probably like 3rd, actually not 3rd because I did say Magician was my 3rd, like 4th or 5th, like, favorite deck, because again, this thing has been through a lot of wars. And yeah, like, you know, this thing has taken on the meta, and like, you know, a lot of people don't expect this deck at all, especially, you know, again, against like Dragon Rulers, Spellbooks, Constellas, Dolls, Necros. Again, this was pretty much the meta killer, in my opinion. People used to say Evil Swarm was the meta killer. This, for me, was the meta killer. Because again, Yoke was just such a powerful card back then. Like, now he's not as powerful as, you know, he is in this format, but like back then, again, he was just so powerful, and again, underlooked card, and when people see this card, they actually freak out because they have no way of getting rid of Yoke, in my opinion. So yeah, again, absolutely amazing fun deck. Don't take this to YCS, don't take this to, you know, regionals, don't take it to World. Again, just take it to your locals, or have fun with this deck, especially have the cards lying around. It's a cheap budget deck, it only costs like about £20 to put the deck together. You know, again, just have some fun with your friends, and yeah, I guarantee you will have so much fun, and even your opponent will have fun trying to, like, you know, wriggle around lead Yoke, because again, such underrated boss monster. But anyways, again, thank you guys for watching. Please leave your suggestions, or like any ways I can improve this deck, because again, this deck can be improved in so many ways. Again, just leave those comments in the comment section, and I'll hopefully get back to them as soon as possible. Don't forget, again, to, you know, like the video, of course. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on, like, anything that I upload in the future. And again, you know, guys, have a great day, and don't forget to stay safe, especially during these dark times. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Ooh. Oh, actually, before I actually go, sorry about that. As usual, I forgot to mention, Decklist will be up here right now. Take a screenshot of it, and, you know, build the deck, play again on Yu-Gi Pro, Dev Pro, or, yeah, again, buy the cards, play with your friends. So it should be up there right now, the deck list. And again, now, make sure to have a good day, and again, don't forget to stay safe, especially during these dark times. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.